Hello and welcome back to Fandom Fridays, where we proceed to check out all the fanfics that are not pony related. Why? Because Sonic won, bitches! Oh yeah, that's right. This little Sonic fanboy has been dancing in the streets lately. Oh, let's see. Sonic won at the box office for week one, won at the box office for week two, surpassed all expectations, is liked by critics and loved by fans, again, won at the box office against all doubts. All doubts. And oh yeah, beat out the Mario movie and Lara Croft movies and Pokemon. I know I should take my time and appreciate the small things, but I just can't help it. Do you know how annoying it is that I've had to deal with so many insults as a Sonic fan about my fandom, about how my fandom was not loved, and all that. You know how long I had to deal with that. So to hear this, I just can't help but dance. So let's have a little Sonic fanfic to celebrate, shall we? Sit here as we here at the Berry Memorial Library are proud to present Little Brother by Incult. Enjoy. Little Brother by Incult. Wait, wait. You're a pony name, and yet you don't have any pony fix on your site. How does this add up? Why? Why would you? You know what? Never mind. I am just going to move on and just hope I can understand. Nearly a month had gone by since the defeat of the tyrannical Dr. Robotnik at the hands of Sonic and Sally. Sonic could still feel the adrenaline rush return to him, but he thought about how he and the girl had erased the Madman's Doomsday Project from existence, thanks to the Deep Power Stones. The Freedom Fighters remained in Knothole after Robotnik's defeat. It remained there indefinitely, until the need for resistance was no longer required. Sonic had, however, brought up a very valid point in this time of celebration. Snively was no longer to be found, and though there was no sign of him after Doomsday was destroyed, there was also no proof he had been trapped inside and met the same fate as his uncle. For the moment, though, all was well with no sign of the big round guy, or his pointy-nosed partner in crime. Robotropolis was being renovated. Because their dictator gone, the Mobians could now program robot script over the city to restore it to what it once was, with no resistance from Robotnik. To many, it appeared to be finally over, and no one wanted to think of those horrible years again. Robotnik and all his forces were exterminated when Doomsday was destroyed. Now the heroes who saved the planet had to humbly live out their days in Knothole until the city was restored, and Mobian government and military was built up enough to defend itself. For some, though, reliving the final moments of the war was something that was thrilling to hear, especially for those who weren't there to experience firsthand.
Whoa! Is that what happened, Sonic?
A small brown forest fox gate, leaning over to his knees, resting his chin on his hands. He watched this blue hero with big, eccentric eyes. All right, there I was! Sal and I had just the Power Stones, and there were a dozen slot-bots on either side of us. We didn't know what to do, because we weren't sure putting the stones together would destroy the entire planet. Not just Robotnik's doomsday machine. Tails gasped again, listening, wrapped in attention as the blue hedgehog jumped onto a stump next to the sitting log and smirked wildly. All of a sudden, I had a stroke of hedgehog genius. Put the stones together the other way. So, just as the boss were about to close in on us, we forced the stones together and... The hedgehog lowered his voice, staring back at the small boy's eyes as he jumped from his stump and made a backflip. We diced the place! Zoom! In and out of walls and doors. We shot all around the place like a cannonball. We smashed through Robotnik's diamond glass stone generator, smashed his bots, walloped his doomsday pods, and obliterated the factory in less than 2 minutes.
Yeah!
Tails yipped, jumping out in the air, landing on his butt. Tails fell to the sides.
But what about Stinky old Robotnik? Did he escape?
Sonic sat back down to something leaned in, his face looking serious, yet energetic. I don't know, bud. The only escape ship I saw was the other freedom fighters booking it out there, because me and Sal were seconds away from leveling the place. But I'll tell you one thing. Whether he got out or not, you could hear him yelling at the top of his lungs as me and Sal turned his doomsday tower into a pancake.
What was he saying?
Sonic smirked. He'd been waiting for the Fox Boy to ask. He cleared his throat, spoke in a loud, deep, growling voice. I hate that hedgehog! He's so much more handsome than me! Curse you, Sonic, and your amazing looks! Sniffly, where are you? I need you to dust my chrome dome with my hair growth elixir! The little fox burst out in a series of giggling and fell on his log, closing his hands to his furry stomach and taking deep breaths.
That's not what he said. You're silly, Sonic.
Tails piped up, calling the blooper out, even though he found the hedgehog spiders funnier than anything the real Robotnik might have said. Sonic crossed his arms and legs, cocking one eye off and frowned, scoffing. Oh yeah, big guy? What proof do you have? You weren't even there. Sonic smirked, crossing his arms and giving Tails a nah I one wink. You weren't there. How do you know what Robotnik's final words were? You don't think in his last moments he confessed how jealous he was of the hedgehog hunk smoking good looks? You are daydreaming yet again, Sonic Hedgehog. I was there, and I can tell you he said nothing of the sort, Tails. Your brother is full of it. Sally Acorn sat down from her large straw hut, carrying a large piece of machinery, cradle style in her arms. She was glancing at Sonic with a disapproving yet playful look. She watched Tails jump up from the bright green grass, and put his gloved hands to the side of his pretty face, and blew a big bag of raspberry to blue burr.
I didn't think so. You can't fool me, Sonic. It was pretty funny, but there's no way Robotnik could say anything like that.
Sonic all at once stood up from his log, and rubbed his hands in his arms as he were pulling imaginary sleeves. The little fox backed up a little, constantly watching and waiting. Had he gone a bit too far? No. Instead, Sonic's mischievous grin returned to his face. He walked around a small stone fire pit, making his way slowly towards the brown-orange fox boy. All right then, big guy. If you don't believe me, then I'll just have to convince you, won't I? Tails' eyes widened a little. He felt his heart skip a beat as the older boy walked towards him still, now almost treacherous smirk playing around his lips. The fox clenched his fists, and his twin appendages began to slowly twist and whirl behind him, getting ready to either tackle Sonic or to run away, depending on what was needed.
What do you mean, convinced?
Tails asked worriedly. Sonic's almost evil appearance didn't leave him. He held his hands in front of his chest, outstretched, and without saying a word began to wiggle his fingers. Tails' little triangular ears flattened, and he instinctively grinned, though he turned his head to face Sally while keeping his eyes glued to Sonic's approaching fingers.
I'm Sally!
He wavered out, slowly backing away towards the playing field, with Sonic quick on approach. Yes, hun? Sally called, completely preoccupied with helping Bunny set up the piece of equipment right outside her hut. Trixie, can we make ourselves a promise?
What?
Can we never do another fic like this again? With family and friendship issues?
The Trixie thing. We do a pony series daily. Trixie's not seeing that happening.
You're right. Come back here, bud! I just want to talk! Sonic yelled, his feet rubbing in an oval-shaped blur. A second later, he was gone in a blink of an eye, leaving nothing but steam and a cloud of dust in his wake. Adios! Bunny grumbled, covering her eyes as a shock wave of wind and dust from the hedgehog's acceleration consumed her and Sally for the briefest of moments. She began to rub her eyes in blink of confusion, looking around and seeing an orange and blue blur slipping around the far corner of the knothole, clicking around the side and coming back.
I'll do, declared Sally Girl. Those two are more hippity happy than I was when a little girl,
she said sweetly, rustling in her ears of any dirt and dust and got lost in the folds of them. Well, it's certainly nothing new. Sonic's been cooped up all month. He's got to get his energy out somehow, Sally said, leaning down and plugging in the coal into the base of the machine and pressing a few commands. Bunny was standing with her arms crossed, watching with a satisfied smile as Sonic sped out her tails continuously around the perimeter of the knothole. Even then, the fox boy zigzagged through the trees, the blue hedgehog right behind him, the thrill of the chase keeping him going. Meanwhile, the fear of being tickled senseless kept Tails on the run. Well, Tails is certainly doing a great old job keeping him away,
But looks like Sugar Hog is purposely going fast enough just to keep up. What do you think, Sam? You think they're playing tag?
Sally posted a few commands, then pulled the code from the machine, placing her back in her vest pocket and typing away on the machine's external keyboard. No, I think Sonic is trying to tickle him. Tails didn't believe Sonic when he made a joke about Robotnik, and his final words before Doomsday was destroyed. Sally explained, very little interest in her emotion, her mind completely focused on her work at the moment. Well, there's no reason to go chasing him like that, is it? Like said, watching Tails fly his way to the highest branch of the tree. She could still hear them loud and clear, despite their considerable distance.
You get me near, huh, Sonic?
Keep those eyes peeled, little bro. The hedgehog is about to dazzle. After backing up, Sonic shot at the tree like a blue bullet. Its ascensive forced Tails from his perch. The hedgehog almost got a hold of the boy's shoe. The Tails flew back at the upper canopy of the thick elm tree just in time. Sonic hardly needs a reason at all to do most things he does, Sally said, smiling as he finally turned her from her work, enjoying Bunny observing the two boys play, especially with Tails.
What do you mind, Sally girl?
Sonic and Tails have a very special relationship, Bunny. Tails not only idolizes Sonic, but he practically worships the ground Sonic walks on. He wants to be just like him. And since Sonic is his greatest role model, he strives to mimic everything he does. That's also why Tails prefers it when Sonic was the one who trains him. Bunny pulled her ear out of her face and smiled, turning to Sally with a curious look on her face.
I reckon I feel a little out of loop. I knew the Sugar Hog and Tails were best friends, but
Oh, they're much more than best friends, Bunny, Sally said softly, as he's staring off in the distance, keeping up with Sonic as he leapt from tree to tree, cursing the little fox every step of the way. Oh, my heart is dying, guys! They're brothers, and brothers as close as brothers can be. Sonic is self-centered and egocentric at the worst of times, but around Tails, he's gentle and always playful and kind. And Tails is independent and loves to do things himself when he thinks he's able. But around Sonic, he almost prefers to let Sonic take the lead and cheer him on from the sidelines. Since he's trying to learn more to be like him, one day he could take the lead and Sonic could cheer him on.
My stars. I never knew how deep their relationship went, Sam.
That's gotta be the darndest thing I heard in a long while, Bunny said, awestruck and finding herself deeply contemplating the two boys as they rounded the end of the perimeter and began to race back towards the huts.
I'm Bunny! I'm Sally!
Tails called, giggling as he was finally tackled from behind by a weight twice as heavy as himself. Sonic wrestled with the boy playfully in the grass, chuckling as Tails laughed happily, tails waggling. Sorry, hun, but you gotta find your own balance when it comes to Sonic. Sally chuckled, sitting down on the porch and letting her legs dangle off the edge. Bunny joined her. Together they watched Sonic pin the fox club to his back and poke his nose. So, little bro, remind me again what Robotnik's final words were? Sonic asked playfully. Tails could tell by how like Sonic's desires were. He would have no choice of squirming out of the boy's grip. As Sonic poked his nose, he made a cocky face, clenched his eyes, and gave Tails another raspberry. You're asking for it, Tails. But Matt, alright then, big guy. I guess the taste was enough to convince you. Maybe this'll help. Smirking, Sonic drove his fingers into the fox's underarms, and from there began to wrinkle along the boy's side and across his tummy. Tickle him all over, carefully seeing what got him the most response, exploring the fox's most ticklish spots.
Yeah, son, come on. I was only joking.
Tails giggled uncontrollably, still switching madly at sides and entire body trying to wrinkle out of rage from the older boy's tickling fingers. Sonic only rolled his eyes and continued to chuckle along with him, dragging his fingers up the furry boy's chest, seeing how much giggling he could get from going in front of Tails' neck. Too late for that, little bro. You had your chance and blew it sky high. The little fox pleaded and pleaded, his muscles turning red with laughter, Tommy feeling like he was gently squeezed. The combination of his swords of brain and Sonic's tickling fingers made him squirm in desperation for freedom. Easily pinning the boy sitting on his legs, Sonic began to whistle a tune and lock his wrists, begging Borum while he trailed a finger along the fox's tummy, starting to probe his shallow belly button. Tails squeaked and yelped, but finally withstood tickle torture. All you gotta do is say the word, bro, and it'll stop. Sonic teased, focusing on the kid's navel for a short, while focusing his attention back to his sides.
No, I can take it. No way you can make me talk, big bro.
Is that a challenge, little guy? Sonic cheered, quickly sticking his fingers out to his kid's sides and prying his underarms open, exposing him for the hedgehog once more. By now there were more watching the two boys than just Sally and Bunny. Brother was chuckling humbly from his workshop only a few huts down, looking up to watch every now and then between serving himself and laying fencing. Dulcie was watching from her overly large hut, her long neck sticking out of the perimeter and making loud ahs every now and then. Then, of course, there was Antoine, bumbling and confused as he watched from the lookout tower at the edge of the perimeter.
Sonic!
Teals begged, finally reaching the limit as the boy alternates between his sides, tummy and underarms. All right, bud. As the reward for sticking it out, I'll let you off the hook for now, Sonic said, standing up and getting off the fox's legs. Watch the fox boy catch his breath. Look at Sonic with large, fixing his eyes for a moment. Then he could step forward, wrapped his arms around the hedgehog's middle. Taken back by the soft, fuzzy face burning his stomach, Sonic fell backwards in the same position. The chorus of ahs that followed made Sonic himself become red in his cheeks, as the fox clung to the hedgehog and closed his eyes, sticking his tongue out as a goofily, as Sonic stammered and tried to pry him off as gently as he could imagine, but to no avail. Looks like you're gonna be stuck here for a little while, Sugarhog. Bunny blinked. See, Sally got up. Looking at the adorable moment for a few seconds, turned their attention back to the towering of Benson on Sally's doorstep. Sonic was left to cease his attempts to try and pry Tails from him. Simply sat there, let the boy have his moment, as with him, he began to ruffle Tails' hair. Hey, come on, bud. You know Sal's the one for mussy stuff. I'm no good at it. Sonic chuckled, hearing a series of muffled giggles from the ball of fur in his lap in response. Sonic gripped a hold of the fox's back, and finally shook his body back and forth, making the fox spin and whirl, not dizzy in his lap, but was a bit tough. But Tails laughed the entire time. Sonic laughed with him. Okay, maybe I can do a little bit. Sonic remained quiet for after that. He began to stroke the little boy's hair, getting an instant feel for Tails becoming even more calm and relaxed, while he continued to cling to his older brother's soft fur.
Help me! Help me!
Sonic was soon finding that staying still for the sake of the little fox didn't irritate his innate need to move but have constant motion. It was almost as if his body calmed down, just when it was time to come to the important times. Like this one. Slowly, the cobalt hedgehog felt the boy's breathing grow shallower and shallower, so it was almost certain he had fallen asleep. Sonic stayed cautious and waited a little while, even longer so, waiting until he was certain, before he forced the boy out of his position. All right, bedtime, he said softly, carefully picking up the fox and, without waking the boy, carrying a small hut on the edge of the tiny village. Sonic had a heck of a time trying to open the door while trying to keep Tails level on his shoulder, but then he finally managed. He gave a sigh of relief and walked inside. Sonic looked around. He chuckled. Tails' hut was in pristine order. Everything was clean in its place, just like Antoine, but without the annoying factor. Sonic's eyes drifted around the room once more, while he stood there holding the fox. By Tails' bed was a picture frame of him and Sonic, and there of him and Sally. First picture, Sonic was giving the fox a noogie, while he waited for the camera to flash. Tails was laughing, trying to get himself free of the attack on his hair. Sonic is forever famous mischievous grin. After he laid the fox on his bed and put the covers over him, Sonic watched the young free and fire with his deep emerald eyes. It was clothed in a dimly lit room. Then Sonic smiled warmly and put a hand on the fox boy's forehead as he snoozed peacefully. He was solid grown before turning aside, holding a blanket close to him. I don't know if Robotnik's completely gone yet, bud. But whether we're free or not, little bro, I'm always gonna be there for you. You can count on it. After removing his hand carefully, the hedgehog closed the glass windows of the fox hut, cut to the whistling cold wind from outside, and silently walked out, shutting the door behind him. Well, this chapter was full of diabetes. That is all. One down, dozens more to go. See you next time.